Yo, what's up, guys? Super stoked today. This will be my very first amp sim review demo. Today, I'm going to be doing the Neural DSP, can't speak today, Neural DSP Rabea X amp sim. Um, I've had plenty of amp sims, and I just kind of want to start going over them because I absolutely love amp sims. They're super fun and super convenient for people who are bedroom guitarists like myself, and just people trying to make content without having to go to an expensive studio, which studios are now becoming almost extinct. So this is a super convenient tool, and I thought I'd just kind of go over it with you. So yeah, we'll go and start with this default plugin, or sorry, default setting that it comes in when you launch the plugin. So this is going to be the middle amp. I believe this one's modeled after kind of like a Marshall type amp, but this is what it sounds like. So it's kind of just like that kind of bright Marshall plexi kind of sound. It sounds really nice for kind of mid gain tones, but this one's only dialed to maybe about a quarter of the way. But if you turn it up, it can get a little more raunchy for you. I'm gonna turn off the effects real quick. So I think it comes default with those on. This is with the gain turned up a little higher on this one. Yeah, so a little more bite in your tone. But I'll kind of go through all the amps real quick, and then we'll kind of jump into all the cool features of it, which this amp comes with a lot of cool things built in. So I'll kind of move over to the... Oh, we'll jump over to the clean amp. And actually, what's cool too is with this, you can usually when you change, um, the amps will then also change with their respective cabinets, as you can see here. But if you unlink it, you can see that the head breaks off from the cab, so you can then kind of interchange them. So far, I've just kind of kept it linked. I think usually the cabs sound pretty good with the amps that they're paired with, but if you want to, just kind of more tonal variations for you. But yeah, we'll go to the clean one next. Yeah, so it's like super chiming. This is the same amp I demoed in my demo for this Jackson guitar too, so you'll probably recognize some of the tones if you watched that previous one. But yeah, here's the same clean amp. This one add a little effects on it. Yeah, I absolutely love this clean amp. It's I like really clean amps that have the very kind of chimey, very pristine, not super like overly bottom endy. I think when some amps are clean or some clean amps, they can be a little boxy on the bottom, which you can obviously EQ out. But I think this one just by default sounds so good and so akin to my taste for clean amps. So I think they did a really good job on capturing this one. I'm not too sure which one this one's modeled after, but I assume probably if I had to guess by the way it sounds, it might be like some kind of Fender style amp, but that's just kind of a hard guess on my part. Then this will be the high gain amp. So I believe this is based off the so Rabea uses a Victory amp, a Victory Kraken amp. That's what these are modeled after. But the amps they kind of have they're also modeled after amps of their own. So this one, once again, this is the kind of the Marshall-y kind of amp that the Victory's based off of. And then this guy is based off of, I believe, like a 5150 style amp. So that's what it sounds like here. Oh, I had the delay in the reverb on the whole time. I was like, why does this sound so washy? But yeah, this amp is awesome. I've only played this amp specifically since I got the plugin, but yeah, it's just so defined, but just a lot of like oomph with it. So yeah, I can't say enough good things about it. Cool. Yeah, so that's the 5150-ish style amp there. You probably saw it on sorry, the other amps too, but this one I don't think has it, but this one and this one has flips between a EL34 style set of tubes and then a 6L6. I actually switched to the... So for me, this is my custom presets, the single coil spank rhythm, but this has the 6L6 tubes in it, which these I think are a little more not as mid rangey. Yeah, so it's a little more I think clean in my opinion. EL34s are, they, to me they sound a little more kind of like on the bottom range, kind of honky sound, and I kind of like more kind of leaned up guitar tones, especially with these like lower tunings. This is an A flat, so the 6L6s I think really helped with that. So, and super spanky too, my favorite. Yeah, so that's the amp section. Of course, you got all the atypical tone knobs. I keep clicking on this. The tone knobs on each of the amps. Yeah, with this one, I believe they have two different switches that the high gain doesn't have. This looks like it's some kind of a like a high pass filter, and then or like a shelf. Sorry, looks more like a shelf. And then this one looks like the same thing here. And then it looks like there's some kind of bell shaped, probably the mids. Let me go in here real quick and see. Yeah, so it sounds kind of like a low mid-ish bump. Kind of gets my wah wah. That actually sounds pretty sick with the bump up. Cool. But yeah, that's the amps and their switches. We'll move on to the effects now. Actually, we'll go and start with the beginning. So, the reason I got this amp was this guy here, is the built-in synth. To be completely honest, I like playing with synths, but I don't have any kind of know-how on how all these things work, to be completely honest. I just kind of just do it by ear. Excuse me. But yeah, I kind of finagle with this one a little bit. And a lot of the times for these kind of more like straight rhythm tones, I usually kind of bump the mix down. But this is what I have here for my single coil rhythm sound. But there is another one that I use, which I did use for that other demo video for this guitar when I was initially showcasing it, which was this guy here, is this Octarhythm with the vintage Octaver enabled, but this also has the synth turned on as well. So for this one, yeah, it's just noise. But I honestly love this patch. I obviously don't really use this for just like a main upfront rhythm tone, but it does really lend itself um to kind of blending under your actual rhythm tone. It just really adds kind of really nasty, gritty, sub synthy um kind of sound, which really helps to kind of boost your guitar tones, especially for if you're doing metal like I do a lot. It really helps with the low tuned sections. So yeah, that's one of the patches I use, and I have the Chaos Bed Octaver turned on, the Colossus Fuzz, and then the Paragon Overdrive, which I think this is kind of like a typical like standard overdrive, like an 808. Um, I don't use the twin blade compressor too much for rhythms or for distorted rhythms, but I do it for cleans for certain things. But the effects are all awesome, and the cool thing about the both Octaver and the Fuzz is you can switch between vintage style and then modern. So yeah, this is the setup I have here. But yeah, both the combination of the synth and then the effects, if you kind of blend them, can make really cool tones like that. I actually was inspired by the where was it? It was one of Rabea's. That's the legacy ones for the synth. It was it was either the Cone Buster synth or it was the Cone Destroyer. One of these two. I'm actually going to turn them on. Might be able to remember if I hear it correctly. I don't think it was that one, but that one's pretty gross too. Is this guy here? Yeah, it is this guy here. Just like straight nonsense noise, but once again, it's cool to kind of blend underneath. And yeah, there's all kinds of other things here. The two with the synths you can get. Let me find one that he had. It was the ambience. I'm pretty sure this is actually I've used all these here. Excuse me again. I'm so sorry. This was actually not a synth. This was just an ambient plugin, but I guess that works too. Yeah, so this is kind of one of those like ambient kind of edge of breakup. Like edge of breakup tone. Synths. Like straight 80s style. So that's just really cool. I've probably messed that one later on for like lead parts. That's really cool. What's cool too is you can save these too. Of course you have the user ones, which are your custom ones, but a lot of the times I just kind of take a preset that's in here and then I just save it in. So let's go save as, and then usually I'll kind of just default to it. I'll just kind of rename it, but I'll just kind of just do it as is, and I can change it later on. And then after that, it gets put into this area here, which is the presets. Cool. That's all the effects. Did some preset dabbling. This is the cab section, so you get the mixture of all the microphones here. You can just kind of get the drop down here to choose all of them. Positioning, distance, you can kind of alter where the microphone is in relation to the speaker cone, the cab, or the actual general speaker itself. But yeah, total tonal control on that. Post EQ, and then of course the delay and reverbs, which are really cool here. But yeah, I know it's kind of just a very general basis or general once over on the amp, but I really like this amp a lot, and I think it's probably I've gone through so many neural DSP amps, and I just recently got this one after being out for many years, and I don't know what stopped me from getting it, but yeah, Rabea and the team did such a fantastic job on this that this just instantly climbed to the top of my plugin list right away. Just number one, just everything about it is just so conducive to the way I like to play and the way I like to write. So yeah, good stuff here. But yeah, any questions you guys have on the amp, anything I may have missed or things I didn't go over, just let me know. But yeah, thanks for tuning back in again for another video. And any more amp sim videos you want me to do, I will do more in the future. But this one you guys want to specifically see me do, just go and comment it, and then I might make that one more of a priority later on once I get to the next amp sim video. But yeah, thanks guys. Oh, also too, don't forget to subscribe and like. That helps me with my channel. I'm currently growing and trying to get more more views and trying to get the algorithm to kind of acknowledge the videos more. So subscribing and liking definitely helps. Commenting also. I love doing this, but if you guys like and subscribe, it makes things so much easier to kind of push content. Yeah, I would really appreciate it. But yeah, once again, guys, thank you. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.